Former CIA Director David Petraeus will testify behind closed doors before the House and Senate Intelligence Committees on the Libya embassy attack this morning, even as the FBI continues its investigation into the former director's extramarital affair that led to his resignation. Right now we have Peter Landers in Washington. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
So I guess he's already spoken to the House at 7:30. He's now going to be speaking to the Senate at 9 o'clock. What do we expect him to say?
I think he's going to be talking about these Benghazi attacks, and we're told specifically that he won't be talking about his affair with Paula Broadwell or that aspect of the investigation. So there's so many questions about Benghazi that still remain in Congress, especially among Republicans, asking why this attack happened, how it was not prevented, and also about the conflicting explanations that the administration gave after the attack happened. So that's going to be the subject of the Petraeus testimony today.
What do they expect? Why have they called him? What do they expect him to know and to say?
I think he's going to try to explain why the CIA offered two different explanations as the events unfolded. At first, they said this was a spontaneous demonstration outside the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya, that sort of developed into violence and resulted in the deaths of the ambassador, Chris Stevens, and 3 other Americans. Then later it emerged that it was more of a premeditated attack by terrorists who may be linked to al-Qaeda. And it took the CIA a while, it seems, to get that new interpretation to the desk of the president. And so that's why you had a period of maybe 10, 15 days after the attack where administration officials like Susan Rice, the UN ambassador, were saying that this was a spontaneous demonstration. Now they've changed that description.
Okay, and you're saying that you don't expect Republicans especially to even ask the general about his affair with Paula Broadwell and his resignation and all this kind of the sideshow that's going on and the strange timing of all of it?
I do expect them to ask. Officially, that's not the subject of today's hearings in both the House and the Senate. But this week at some other events in Congress, we have seen the two subjects bleed into each other. And inevitably, if you start asking about Libya and how that developed, including the security arrangements before the attack, they then get into the other events that were happening during that time, which was the investigation by the FBI into General Petraeus' mistress and the computers and the security leaks and so on.